All right, what's up? It's Tim Sykes. Got another 5 lesson Friday. This one's going to be a little quicker than normal. I got a lot of stuff to do, but you guys asked for it, so here you go. Student of the day is Adam Laporte. He says, in the past 5 months, I've been able to pay off a $10,000 loan and build a brand new trading station at home. Thank you, Timothy Sykes. I appreciate that, Adam, and I'm proud of you. And that led me to tweet this. No matter what negative people have told you, you can do anything you want in this life. The power of positivity is incredible. This is so true. So many people have the wrong attitude. It's not because you have to be great at math or even really that smart to make a lot of money in trading. You do have to understand that you're capable of achieving great things. When I say I have a few millionaire students, it's not because I'm making them up. It's true. And they're not doing anything that crazy to become millionaires. They are working their asses off. They are persevering. Not everybody is necessarily going to become a millionaire very quickly, but in time, if you have belief in yourself, if you are willing to, really work harder and study harder than you ever thought possible, push yourself, you can do amazing things. Another student, Ellie, I got to give him credit. He was actually shorting FSAM. I'll get to the stocks in play in a second. But there's multiple angles. You don't just have to buy stocks. You can also short them. Tim Grattani, aka Croy Runner, this is one of his most popular strategies where he shorts these morning spikes. And Ellie, watched Tim Grattani's DVD, which I encourage you all to do. And he shorted and he made, $800 in less than 10 minutes. Awesome job. And he actually covered a little too soon, but nice play. Here is Sniper Trades. He actually bought FSAM, and this was beautiful. Also, JS, GRPM was another morning spiker, in at 420, out at 434. Look at my previous wins below. Now he's up $737. Learn to take the meat of the move. This is a great comment. I know it doesn't sound like that's something amazing, but if you make 140 here, 100 there, 300 there, 500 there, sometimes you lose 100 or 200, you cut losses quickly, it can add up. And this is how, basically I've made my money, not through, all huge wins, but consistent wins. Here is Michael. He had a good trade, I think, on FSAM. He says it on FSAM. And he says, thanks to Timothy Sykes and his How to Make Millions DVD, he was prepared to capitalize. Studying does pay off. You have to be prepared. It's not enough just to get alerts in any chat room or on any software. You have to be prepared. Preparing ahead of time helps you. Here's Matthew. Small account, made $100 on GRPN. And a few other people. I have so many students, I can't even get to all of them. Top Dog was in FSAM at 331, out at 392, made $300. Nice little 20%. And he said, love you guys. Well, we love you too, Top Dog. And then here's Johnny, in at 353, out at 393. So good job to these guys. Eric had a morning spike on WTW, made $370 in 4 minutes. And then I got to talk about this. This is Stocks to Trade exclusive early bird special. We have 4 spots left. That's it. You get your first month free and you get 30% off going forward. If you ever want to use Stocks to Trade, I would highly suggest you do it now. This offer will never come around again. And, obviously we have a few bugs because it's brand new software. So don't think that this is like perfect software yet. But we're working through them. People love it overall. And that's all you can ask for. So let me talk about, and you go to stockstotrade.com/launch. I'll post the link underneath this video if you want to take advantage of that offer. 4 spots left. That's it. Say goodbye after that. WTW, nice spiker. This one, is just a little too overpriced for my small account. In hindsight, I probably should have used my larger account, but I'm really just not even looking at $10 plus stocks. There was a report that said that they can, their products not only help you lose weight, but now it can also fight diabetes. Unfortunately, they also funded the study, so it's not exactly, useful or unbiased. But it's gone up nicely. I wouldn't be shorting it necessarily, especially on a Friday. Especially a former supernova that looks like it's now like a bottoming cup and handle. So congrats to those of you who did nail it. I'm not going to chase it. Another stock I'm not going to chase is WATT. This one is up on rumors. If they get Apple, it's going to surge. If they don't get Apple, it's going to tank. Probably either way, it's going to be halted before the news. So you're not even going to be able to cut losses or take profits or whatever. So it's going to be very scary. And I don't like scary stocks. I play it safe. So I would not have a long or short position overnight, and especially over the weekend when deals are often announced on Mondays. If you want to buy it, on momentum for morning spikes, that's fine. But for me, no, thank you. FSAM is the big winner today, and this was a beautiful morning spiker. Stocks to Trade picked it up early. It was a pre-market winner. They had some news. It didn't seem that great, but it's a low float stock. And you get the initial morning spike right here to 378, comes down to 3. I mean, this is scary, going from 3 to like 380 back down to 3. But you got to respect this breakout right here at 386, 385. I was already busy with some other stocks, but if I had been in this stock or looking at this stock, I want to buy breakouts. I don't want to just buy randomly. So I probably wouldn't have even made that much. I'll tell you the truth. At best I would have bought like 2,000 shares here at like 390, and it was so choppy in here for really 30 40 minutes. I probably would have been in at 390 and out at like 405 and made 15 cents a share. I would not have lasted for this ultimate spike. But congrats to those of you who dip bought it. Sometimes dip buying a Friday morning spiker when it holds support here. This is where the real money was, where if you bought it, you see it go from 3 to 380 and it comes down and it holds support here. So now you can use the morning lows as your guide as support, and you buy it, 310, 320, 330, and you sell at 350, 360, 370, 380. This is a morning spike, this is a low float morning spike, and it was beautiful. Another morning spiker was GRPN, which frankly surprised me. I was watching it. I think I gave a warning not to chase it here at like 410-ish. It just kept going. 410 to 440. This is a Friday short squeeze. So it's not because this company is so good. They were an earnings winner, but they're also a billionaire play. And now the rumors of Alibaba taking them over is what's moving it. I would not short an earnings winner, and I definitely would not short a billionaire play. So you won't see me shorting Groupon anytime soon, but I probably won't also chase it because it's nearly double. I play things very, very safely. I don't mind missing plays. I miss plays left and right, okay? What I actually did do, or what I called pretty well, was MITK. MITK is an earnings winner from the past, and I've been watching it. I really wasn't tempted to buy it yesterday at 540, 545, 550 because it was breaking above this, but it was also up 4 days in a row. So I don't want to chase a stock that's up 4 days in a row. Maybe if this breakout had occurred on day 1 or day 2, I might be interested in buying it, but it just got overextended. And then today I really wanted it to come down to like there's support here, at 515-ish, 510-ish. That would have been fantastic. I would have taken a big ass position if we could have gotten a morning panic. I would have bought, I have a $500,000 account now. This would have been an ideal trade to buy it. If it had come down to 515, I might have bought like 15,000 shares and put in, 75 grand with the goal of trying to resell it, at like 530, 540 and making 25 cents a share. That's when I go big, when a play comes to me and it has support, it has the right catalyst, and we did get a little bit of a morning panic, but just not much. There was tons of support in here in the 530s. There's still support in the low 530s. So I dip bought it, and then again it was choppy here, and it was I tried to give it time, but it was so choppy for like nearly an hour before this follow-up spike. So I missed this follow-up spike. I got it in the 530s and out in the low 540s, so I made a little, but that wasn't what I was aiming for. The real money would have been to get in the 530s and have patience and get out in the 550s. Even then, you're only making 20 cents a share, so it really just didn't bounce that much, and that's why I took a rather small position in my large account. It frankly just didn't have enough volatility. If it tanked much bigger, then I would have had a bigger position. So you can size your positions, big or small, depending on how good the setup is. If the stock doesn't come down as far as you want, then you take a small position and take a stab at it. It was still a profit. Even if I was holding now, I would still have a profit. So it's tough to lose if you're buying, Friday morning spikes or on dip buys on earnings winners. Fridays mornings are a very good time to be long something, anything that is moving. And I hope you guys see that. QUOT is a recent earnings winner. This also had a nice morning spike from the low eights to the high eights. There are so many morning spikes. TRXC was not one of them. TRXC has been kind of like this sketchy biotech. A lot of people are shorting it, but it's choppy. Today it finally dropped. I know some of you guys are short. I was actually trying to short this bounce in here. It's, when you get a panic like this from 420 down to 350, I love shorting bounces. So I had my orders here in the 380s. I don't think I got executed. In fact, I know I didn't get executed. The pump that I am short right now is XLIT. And XLIT, it's in this range. People are asking me, why am I shorting this? Because again, it's not a question of it necessarily breaking the range. When it breaks the range, it could free fall like it did the other day. It's about finding shares to short and understanding that when you find shares to short of a pump, you have to be very grateful and you have to have the right mentality. You're willing to risk a little pain in order to secure, a potential gain of 30 to 50% when this does collapse. So I don't know exactly when it's going to collapse. It's looking like it's like a suicidal guy on the verge of jumping off a cliff. I'm short at like 101 or something, so I'm down like 2-3 cents a share. I got 3,500 shares executed. If you watch my video lesson from yesterday, I showed my actual good till canceled orders on Interactive Brokers. So I keep those orders in just in case Interactive Brokers has shares to short. And I don't care if I'm in at 103, 101. The whole goal is, can it crack this kind of support zone here at 90, 95 cents and really, have enough collapsibility, I guess you would call it. I should come out with a DVD called Collapsibility. This has great collapsibility. I have my Spikeability DVD, and those of you who've watched it, it's nearly 7 hours. I have a few more hours to add to it. It's never going to be finished, but maybe in a few weeks. Collapsibility. Every penny stock pump can collapse, even if it looks like it's holding support, because the support isn't real. The support is the promoters hyping this up and trying to support it. It's funny, my YouTube dislikes have gone up ever since I started shorting and exposing this, actually to the day. YouTube, a lot of you guys are like, oh, why do you have so many dislikes on your YouTube videos? Like before I was shorting this, I would get like 4, 5, 10 dislikes and maybe 100 or 200 likes because, frankly, it's good information. But ever since I began shorting this pump, the past few weeks, I've been getting 70, 80, 90 dislikes per video. And it really influences my YouTube audience, that they're like, why are there so many dislikes? And they really start to question everything I teach. And I'm like, they're not real dislikes. That's what the promoters want you to believe. They want to discredit me so that you don't also short their pump. It's fine. If you don't believe me, the promoters are actually doing me a favor. They don't even realize it because I'm not trying to get everyone to believe me. I'm not trying to get the most number of students. I prefer quality over quantity. That's why I raised my prices in 2016. So thank you, promoters. You're trying to discredit me, but you don't even really understand that you're helping me with my business so that you can help me get rid of the people that shouldn't be my students. So thank you, promoters, and I look forward to when this pump collapses. No different than PGSY, you can see here, this was a nice collapse. CLOW is actually bouncing. This one's holding up. This is another potential short. SHRK, that had a nice, 50% collapse. And MGT had a nice big collapse, 50%. I was shorting this at 53 cents. So I like shorting pumps. I'm going to continue to short pumps. And you just have to have the right mindset, again, willing to lose a little to potentially, just make a lot. So Here is 5 Lesson Friday. In case you haven't guessed it, data tools like stocks to trade are very, very, very helpful. I can only do so much. Any person individually can only do so much. I'm missing plays left and right. There's so many of them, even in this market. So stocks to trade is all automated, and frankly, it's a lifesaver. Number two, respect and participate in Friday morning spikes. It is fantastic how these stocks like to spike on Friday mornings. It's because short sellers are scared to short over the weekend. They don't want to be thinking about it. They don't want to risk a squeeze. And that's rightfully so. I would not want to short WATT over the weekend. If they do announce the Apple deal, the stock spikes 50, 100, 200%. If they don't, the stock collapses. Or maybe there's no news, and then you still probably get like a 10 or 20 cent a share spike, just because people are spreading rumors. So number three, finding shares to short of pumps is tough, but the risk reward is excellent. With XLIT, I might very well lose 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 or 20 cents a share. But if I'm right, I can make 50 or even 70 cents a share inside of an hour or inside of a day. So very exciting. Number four, I didn't even show this. We have a picture somewhere. Where is it? On the Stocks to Trade Twitter. My uncle Happy is wearing a t-shirt, and he's on the treadmill. And it's, your financial health is important, but more important is good physical health. If you have no physical health but great financial health, you're dead. It doesn't matter. So I'm a big believer in trying to get fit financially and physically. So thank you, Hap, for showing that off. Number five, opportunities nearly every day, even in this market. Most people are losing money in the stock market. Most people in the world that you talk to are getting crushed because they're invested in mutual funds. They're invested in, the overall stock market, or Apple, or, Facebook or Amazon or Chipotle. That's the stock market to the vast majority of the world. But to me and to my top students, we look at the stock market very differently. Every single day, or pretty much every single day. Yesterday there wasn't really any plays, but pretty much every single day there are some good spikes to buy if you have the right catalyst and the right mindset. And there are several good stocks like pumps to short. Again, if you have the right mindset, but you have to be prepared. If you just buy stocks for spikes and short stocks for collapses, and you just think it's going to happen easily, you're wrong. Remember, 90 to 95% of traders lose money. Okay, I don't want you to ever forget that stat, because it's important. That's the industry. I'm teaching in an industry where the vast majority of people just can't figure it out for whatever reason. So be prepared. My How to Make Millions DVD, it's only 35 hours long, but it will help you get prepared. And it's just $297. All the money goes to charity, which is now over 7 figures. I actually just had a great call with a charity called Pencils of Promise, and we're talking about building a school with some of the money raised from How to Make Millions, the DVD. So I am so proud of that DVD. It prepares people. It's comprehensive. It's basic for beginners. And, it's really going to help a lot of people all over the world, charity-wise too. So that is your 5 Lesson Friday. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Utilize it well. Don't just watch TV or play video games, or, try to forget all the stress of your work week. Use it to get a better life. You can utilize the weekend. Some people are like, oh, I can't be your student. I have school. I have a job. Use the nighttime. Use the weekends. We all have so much extra time to study and get wiser. Whether you're watching video lessons, you challenge students have so many webinars archived, not just by me, but also Tim Grattani, Mark Crook, Michael Good. There's so much happening, and you need to try and stay on top of it and get better. I know it's overwhelming for beginner students, but in time, trust me, the more you watch this stuff, you'll see these spikes. I'm not always going to be right. I picked MITK, which was like the worst morning spiker out of the 4, but I still made money. And even if I didn't, at worst, I'm going to lose small or break even. So it's worth it. Congrats mainly to you guys who nailed FSAM. That was a big winner, or Groupon. And you guys did it all by yourselves. And that's what I love, creating self-sufficient Traders, do not follow anybody's alerts. Learn how to trade and create your own plans. I'll see you guys in the chat room. Thank you.